President responds to a barrage of criticism over his comments circulating on social media.
මාව පොඩි පට්ටම් කරන්න හදනවා, අම්බරන්න හදනවා. මාව අම්බරන්න හදන හැම කෙනෙකුටම මම කියන්න ඕනේ. ඇම්බරෙන්නේ මාව නෙවෙයි මේ රටේ සංස්කෘතිය.
Election in June under a new system.
Minister Rajitha says that strict action will be taken against those who sabotage good governance.
ජනාධිපතිතුමත් එක්ක අපි පක්ෂ නායකයන් සියල්ලම රැස් වුණා. අපි දැඩි තීන්දුවක් ගත්තා. ඒ සියලුම දේවල් වලට අපි ප්‍රතිචාර දක්වනවා. අපි මුහුණ දෙනවා. අපි ඒවා පරාද කරනවා.
Opinion suggests that the tremor in Kandy was the result of the earthquake in Afghanistan.
Hello there, very good evening and welcome to your Primetime News Bulletin with me, Shane Silva, and my co-anchor Nicola D'Souza. A very good evening, Nicola.
Good evening, Shane. Let's get on to our top story now, shall we?
President Maithripala Sirisena today responded to a barrage of criticism over his comments circulating on social media.
They are surrounding and slamming the one person who is attempting to protect the local heritage. I have been the target on various platforms, including the internet, over a statement that I made with regard to a concert in Colombo. They are attempting to crush me. I wish to tell those persons that I am not the one being crushed. It is the culture of the country that is being crushed. I say this to those who are attempting to destroy me. What you are trying to destroy is our culture and heritage. You are attempting to weaken them and destroy them. What is the cultural freedom you ask for? Is it for the freedom to roam the streets naked?
මේ ඉල්ලන සංස්කෘතික නිදහස කුමක්ද? ඇඳුම් නැතුව පාරේ යෑමේ නිදහසද මේ ඉල්ලන්නේ? එච්චරයි තව අඩු. ඒකත් ඉල්ලනවා. ඒක නොදෙනකොට තමයි මට ගහන්නේ. නෑ ඒකටත් ඉඩ දීපන්. මේ වගකීම.
They target me when I oppose their request. I stepped out of the previous government last year to build a new government and protect what is ours and add more value to this country.
කරන්න මේ රටේ දේශීයත්වය රකින්න. මේ රටට වැඩි වටිනාකමක් දෙන්න.
The President made these remarks at the Shilpa 2015 National Handicraft Award ceremony held today at the Apegama premises in Battaramulla. The event is organized to appreciate the services of the Sri Lankan handicraft artists.
Speaking to reporters today, Minister Dr. Rajitha Senaratne also commented on the proposed constitutional amendment.
On
the 9th, the proposal to convert the entire parliament into a constitutional assembly will be presented. This will be one where the presidential system will be abolished and a new democratic rule headed by the Prime Minister will be introduced through the new constitution. Measures have also been taken to change the electoral system through the 20th amendment to the constitution. The upcoming local government election will be held in June next year under a mixed electoral system without the preferential vote system. The minister also affirmed that no one will be allowed to harm the policies of good governance. The ghost and the shadows of the Rajapaksa regime are attempting to sabotage this program through various means. The reason for this is that they are on the verge of being arrested. The party leaders convened a meeting with the president and took a firm decision. We will respond to all of them. We will face them and the government is capable of defeating them. The first week of January will be the week of good governance where we will call for all to display the national flag across the country. Back in 1956 when Bandaranaike followed the policy of non-violence and when he was implementing them, there were boycott situations in parliament where one could not differentiate friend from foe. Finally, Bandaranaike was killed. We will not allow for that. We will enter the 2020 election after fulfilling all the promises.
The JVP announced its stand with regard to the local government elections.
The local government elections have already been postponed by a year. Therefore, the government has no right to postpone them any further. The government must hold the local government elections by March. However, it appears that the government has no singular stance with regard to the elections because they are of different opinions. They are preparing to postpone the local government elections. If the new system is an obstruction to conduct the elections, what needs to be done is rather than bridging pieces together, you must seek public and professional views and prepare a proper electoral system. Until that is done, the local government elections must be held under the previous system.
එතෙක් මේ පළාත් පාර්ලිමේන්තුවරණේ පැවතිච්ච ක්‍රමයට පවත්වන්නේ.
The following views were expressed by government ministers at two separate media briefings today.
දැන් මේ ජනාධිපතිතුමා මේ එන්රික්ගේ
The president made a statement on the concert where Enrique performed. Some are trying to portray this as international artists and performers will not be allowed to perform in Sri Lanka under the Maitri era. There is no such thing like that. You might have seen that a youth had removed her undergarment and thrown at the performer. This is a big disgrace to the country. Do not think that he hates international artists. He loves music and loves poetry and dance. He's an art-loving person. He did not criticize the musician or Western music. There's a serious wrong in taking our people there and providing them to drink liquor. Their behavior is not according to our culture. That is what the president said. I have not received any report to say that the boys removed anything. I got to know that the girls had removed something. I was abroad. However, the report we got over there was something else. It was shown that the girls were informed of the boys. The president had said that there is no issue in bringing down renowned performers, but the organization of the event should be according to the culture. There needs to be entertainment. The wrong is providing alcohol and indecent behavior. The president said he would take strict action against that.
In your developing story tonight, the Central Bank of Sri Lanka has decided to reject all bids for 13 billion rupees at the Treasury bond auctions.
The Central Bank of Sri Lanka had planned to issue bonds valued at 13 billion rupees at a maturity period of 3 years, 10 months, 5 years, 10 months and 12 years, 8 months. Although the Central Bank had received bids for 33 billion rupees, the Central Bank had rejected all bids. It was also reported that the Central Bank may have privately placed 50 billion rupees in bonds, with state funds this month making an exception to its policy to rely solely on primary auctions. Reports say that it was from the government securities outstanding on the 23rd for the 15th December 2020 bond. Attempts made to obtain a comment from the central bank proved futile.
Pressured by low oil prices and costly wars in the Middle East, Saudi Arabia announced a sharp reduction in its 2016 budget to control a worsening deficit, which is steadily draining the kingdom's financial reserves.
The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has raised domestic energy prices by as much as 40% after the world's leading oil producer announced a record $98 billion budget deficit, citing rock-bottom global petroleum prices. The budget deficit is the highest in the history of Saudi Arabia, but was not as big as some expected. The International Monetary Fund had projected a deficit of $130 billion. Public revenues are the lowest since 2009, when oil prices dived as a result of the global financial crisis. Saudi income for 2015 was 15% lower than projections.
Today we announced the budget for the fiscal year 1437-1438 AH, which comes in light of the decrease in oil prices, the economic and regional and international financial challenges, where global economic growth has declined from its previous level, and the lack of stability in some of the neighboring states.
In order to address the situation, the Gulf Kingdom has set the price of 95-octane gasoline at 0.90 riyals per litre, up from 0.60 riyals per litre, a hike of 40%. The decision came hours after the Ministry of Finance said it will slash subsidies for electricity, water, diesel and kerosene over the next 5 years. Revenues were estimated at $162 billion, well below projections and 2014 income, while spending came in at $260 billion. Price hikes have been outlined for utilities such as electricity and water as the country battles slumping revenues thanks to the fall in the price of oil, which has collapsed to around $36 a barrel in recent trading from more than $100 a barrel as recently as 18 months ago, declining 50% in the past 6 months alone.
From 12 midnight, the fuel prices in Saudi Arabia spiked from between 40 to 50%. All fuel stations were shut. However, now the situation has risen to normalcy. The only supplier that provides fuel in the Gulf for a lower price to its consumer is Saudi Arabia. The consumer is satisfied that the government is providing them fuel at a lower price, although fuel could be sold for higher rate. The situation here is normal.
As mentioned in your headlines tonight, experts opine that the tremor felt in several villages in Kandy last night is the result of the earthquake which struck the mountainous Hindu Kush region in Afghanistan.
A tremor was felt across several villages which come under the purview of the Madadumbara Divisional Secretariat area in Kandy between 10 and 10:30 last night. Geophysicist at the Geological Survey and Mines Bureau, Mahinda Senaviratna, said that the epicenter of the tremor was located around 6 kilometers from Pallekale. The tremor was mostly felt among the residents of the Allepola, Vavegama, Nitule Mada, Maberi Tanna, Kumbuk Kandura, Haragama and Senarathwela villages in Kandy.
නියං අර ගෙවල් ඔක්කොම ටික පොඩ්ඩක් දෙදරනවා වගේ දෙන්නවා මේ එමෙ පැත්ත මේ පැත්තේ තිබ්බා.
අම්බල එහෙම මුකුත් එහෙම වැටිච්ච සද්දයක් නෙමෙයි හිතා ගන්න බෑ කොයි වගේද කියලා. ඒ වෙලාවේ ගම් ඒක හිතා ගන්න බෑ මොකක් හරි වෙන ලොකුම වෙනසක් එතන තිබ්බේ.
සද්දයක් ඇහුණා මම හිතුවා යාපතර ගල් වෙඩි දාලා තිබුණානේ. ඒ ඉතුරු වෙලා මොන හරි එකක් පිපුරුණා වෙන්නේ කියලා බලන ලොකු සද්දයක් නිකන් කනට ගැවුවා වගේ සද්දයක් ඇහුණා.
ස්මොගගේ ආව සද්දයක් වුණා දිරුංගා සද්දයක් ආවා. නිකන් සද්දයක් ඇහුණා. ඉතින් මට තේරුණා ඒක මේ භූමිකම්පාවක් වගේ තමයි. දැන් ගිය අවුරුදු 10ට කලින් උත් ඒ වගේ වුණානේ.
Senior lecturer at the Department of Geology at the University of Peradeniya, Udeni Bandara, says that this situation could be attributed to the influence of constant shock waves.
පෙරේදා ඇෆ්ගනිස්තානයේ හින්දු කුෂ් කඳුවැටි ආශ්‍රිත විශාල භූමිකම්පා සිද්ධ වුණා.
An earthquake struck the mountainous Hindu Kush region in Afghanistan a couple of days ago. With that earthquake, there has been a movement of the Indo-Australian tectonic plate. It takes place in the Earth's crust, where mechanical strain energy is stored in vast amounts, and at moments, a relative movement of the rock masses on either side of the geological fracture takes place, and the mechanical strain energy is converted to a wave energy form, which is called seismic waves. So this could propagate through the island of Sri Lanka, and certain villages which exist in that part of that wave front can experience the impact. So what the people living in the vicinity of the Victoria Reservoir experienced was really an earthquake which occurred on the offshore land of the island of Sri Lanka, which its epicenter is quite far away.
තරංග පෙරමුණු මිනිසුන්ට දැනුණා මිසක් ඇත්තටම වික්ටෝරියා ප්‍රදේශයේ භූමිකම්පා සිද්ධ වුණා නෙවෙයි. තරංග පෙරමුණු ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ ගම්මාන හරහා ගමන් කරා විතරයි.
Minister of Housing and Construction Sajid Premadasa presented housing loans to a group of beneficiaries of the Samata Sevana program yesterday.
Housing loans were presented to over 600 persons of 13 Grama Seva divisions of the Ambalanthura Divisional Secretariat. There are around 40 to 50 parliamentarians who represent the joint destruction. Now they are preparing to table a statement saying that they are against us changing the country's constitution. So these MPs who gave the privileges of this constitution to a single person and allowed him to use his unlimited power, be it wastage of money, thievery, fraud, murder and robbery of state property within the capacity of the executive presidency. You say that you have 40 to 50 MPs with you. But very soon, an entire section will defect and join the government. They are joining us because we have a saloon door which respects policies. It is with happiness that I say at this point of time that several MPs connected to the joint destruction will join the government of good governance of His Excellency the President and the Honourable Prime Minister.
Convening a media briefing today, Deputy Minister Ajit P. Pereira expressed the following views.
Today, because of the political atmosphere which we have created with the intention of implementing the country's rule of law, politicians have the freedom to express whatever opinion they wish. But the police has to act in line with the country's law and evidence. No one can interfere in that process. Civilians have the right to question about certain delays, grievances and injustices. So can the politician.
Still in local news, Western Province Chief Minister Isura Devapriya took over the provincial ministerial portfolios held by Western Provincial Councillor Nishantha Warnasinghe today.
The Chief Minister was sworn in as the Provincial Minister of Health, Indigenous Medicine, Social Welfare, Probation and Childcare and Women's Affairs. The overheads of the subjects of the ministerial portfolio held by Nishantha Sri Warnasinghe were not passed through the vote for the 2016 budget of the Provincial Council. Given his lack of knowledge and the lack of experience, it is unable for him to remain as a minister of this provincial council. He challenged me to take the ministerial portfolio before the 31st. This is not something I have done to win this challenge. According to the Provincial Councils Act of the 13th Constitutional Amendment, the power to appoint is vested with the Governor. Therefore, the power to remove is also with the Governor. That is what happens under the administrative law. Therefore, I was appointed and I was handed this over by the governor. Thereby, the governor holds the power to take back the ministerial portfolio and the ministry. The chief minister does not possess such powers. I must very clearly state that even at this instance, where you have called me over the phone regarding this news, that I have not received a written document stating that my portfolio has been removed.
In the meantime, a new system to obtain fingerprint reports on criminals from any given police division was introduced today.
The new system will facilitate automatic fingerprint processing with all police stations and divisions island-wide. The automated fingerprint system is an innovation of the University of Colombo School of Computing and the Forensic Fingerprint Expert of Police. At its inception, the system covered 42 police divisions and linked the Criminal Investigations Department, Fraud Investigation Bureau, Police Narcotics Bureau and the Terrorist Investigation Department.
In the past, it took us weeks to get a fingerprint report, so we had to imprison an individual because of that. At times, when the report is given, the said individual is found to be innocent. With this new system, we can reduce the inconvenience caused to persons. We can give the fingerprint report within minutes of the arrest. Compared to the world, we are very much behind when it comes to technology associated with the police. I think we are almost 20 years behind. The time has come to expedite this journey. Kicking off your sports news this evening, Alfredo Pacheco, a soccer player who played for the Salvadoran national side before being banned from the sport for life for his involvement in match fixing, was murdered yesterday.
Newsfirst, Sirasa and Shakti bagged 9 important awards at the 2015 Rupavahini State Awards ceremony last night.
The State Award ceremony was held under the auspices of President Maithripala Sirisena at the Nelum Pokuna Theatre. Newsfirst Rajendran Gokulnath bagged the State Award for the Best Educational and Cultural Television Program in the Tamil language. He received the award for the cultural program titled Kaman Kuttu.
தப்பிலிருந்து தாளம் தப்பாமல் வரும் இந்த நாதம் மலையகத்தின் மூலை முடுக்கெங்கும் முடங்கியிருக்கும் எத்தனையோ ஜீவன்களின் ஆத்மாவுடன் இரண்டர கலந்துள்ளது. எல்லாம் வல்ல இறைவனையும் என்னுடைய பெற்றோர்களையும்
I extend my sincere thank you to the chairman and the group director of the organization who influenced us to come up with new ideas and reach our objectives, and all my colleagues who worked hard for this award. I also need to thank our Hatton provincial correspondent Rajeswaran Ranjan for bringing this story to life.
உள்ளிட்ட Newsfirst குழாத்தினருக்கு இந்த
Newsfirst's Riyaz Haris bagged the award for the best news report in the Tamil language for the news item on the water crisis in Iranamadu and Jaffna.
இங்கிருந்து நீர் விநியோகிப்பு தொடர்பில் தற்பொழுது அதிகம் பேசப்படுகின்றது. அது குறித்து ஆராய்வோம்.
This award is another stepping stone in my career as a journalist. I need to thank the chairman of the Capital Maharaja Organization Limited, the group director and all my colleagues who worked for this victory. I wish to share this award with Sudat Veheravatta, the cameraman who accompanied me to Iranamadu. Newsfirst also bagged the award for the best Tamil language documentary, which highlighted the issues surrounding the island of Kachativu.
இந்திய இலங்கை அரசாங்கங்களுக்கிடையில் ஏற்படுத்திக் கொள்ளப்பட்ட ஒப்பந்தம் ஒன்றின் மூலம் கச்சத்தீவு முழுமையாக இலங்கைக்கு உரித்தானது.
குறிப்பாக இந்த தொகுப்பு
I met with the group director Shivan Daniel and discussed this project, and he said to go ahead with it. My colleagues at Newsfirst supported me throughout. It is with their support that this became a successful project. I thank the chairman of the Capital Maharaja organization, the group director and my friends and family for their support.
உள்ளிட்ட அனைத்து அனைவருக்கும் எனது நன்றிகளை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கின்றேன். அதேபோன்று எமது குடும்பத்தாருக்கும் நண்பர்களுக்கும் எனது நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கின்றேன்.
Sirasa TV won the award for Best Graphic Design for Sirasa Ekka Urdu Trailer. The award was received by Sirasa TV's Sisil Ratnayaka and Oshita Madumal. I received the award for the Best Background Design last year. The graphic design we forwarded won the Best Graphic Design. This is the maximum satisfaction we can receive. I received the State Award for the Best Graphic Design. I thank the management for the support, and I hope to produce creations like this in the future as well. Sirasa TV's Lakshapati trailer won the State Award for the Best Program Trailer for 2015. Samit Basnaikar received the award.
අපි හැමදේකම කරන්නේ දරුවන්ටනේ. සිරස ලක්ෂපති. එකෙක් විදිහට වෘත්තිමය
It is extremely encouraging and an honor to be awarded at a professional level. In 2013 as well, the Lakshapati program was given an award. It is a good opportunity for those in this profession.
හොඳම පූර්ව ප්‍රචාරක වැඩසටහනට හිමි සම්මානය ලැබිලා තියෙනවා. ඒක හොඳ අවස්ථාවක් අපේ වෘත්තිකයන්ට.
The State Award for the Best Dubbed Program for the year 2015 went out to the dubbing of Life of Pi. Kanchanamara Ratna received the award.
ඒ කියන්නේ ප්‍රේමයේ දේවතාව කැලෑවේ හැංගිලා කියලාද?
Sirasa TV හඬකයි මංශය ලෝකයේ ගොඩක් උසස් නිර්මාණ බොහෝ කාලයක ඉඳලා හඬකාව ඉදිරිපත් කරලා තියෙනවා.
The dubbing unit of Sirasa TV has dubbed several world-renowned productions. This is the second time one of our dubbings have been awarded a state award. This is the first time I received a state award. I am very happy about this achievement.
Junior Superstar, which won a state award for 3 consecutive years, bagged the state award for Best Tamil Musical Program. Shakti Junior Superstar also won the award for Best Multi-Camera Production. Shakti TV's Suhail Ismail won the award for the Best Tamil Presenter.
இலங்கையின் தமிழ் பேசும் மக்களின் சக்தி டிவியின் சார்பிலே
Shakti TV is the strength of the Tamil-speaking people in the country. We wish to extend our thanks to the administration of the network and the fans. This is the 8th state award that I bagged for Shakti TV.
மகாராஜா நிறுவனத்தின் முகாமைத்துவத்துக்கும் சக்தி டிவியின் பணிப்பாளர்களுக்கும் நன்றிகளை கூற கடமைப்பட்டிருக்கிறேன்.
Shan Wickramasinghe, who introduced television to Sri Lanka and rendered a yeoman service to uplift the television industry, was presented the Lifetime Achievement Award.
And with that, we wrap up Primetime News. Thank you for joining us. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Nicola Bizoiza.
And I'm Shahin Silva. Take care and good night.